Right, so now we've entered data. We need to save the spreadsheet and then we'll close it. So we'll go to the File menu and click on Save. Now here we can see some folders that I've previously saved in. And if you want to save in one of those folders, then you just click on that to go to that folder. But if not, we'll click on the Browse button. And this takes me to a familiar dialog box. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a folder. So I'm just going to right and click and go to New Folder. And I'm going to create a folder called Excel 1. And now I'll double click inside of that folder. And now I'm going to save my spreadsheet. So I'm going to call it My First Workbook. Now you may already notice the Save As type. It's been called an Excel workbook. It doesn't call it a spreadsheet. So workbooks are the name of files and they contain spreadsheets. So let's now click Save. Right, well I'll go back into my first workbook and I'm going to type some more text. Now I'm going to close it by clicking the X button up here. Now I could also go to File, Close. Either way, that closes the workbook. However, we get a dialog box if you do that. Do you want to save your changes to My First Workbook? So what does that mean? We've already saved it and the computer is going, you've made some changes since you've last saved it. Do you want these changes saved? So you can say save, don't save, or cancel. Cancel means stop the closing process. So I'm going to click save to continue. Now because I was closing the spreadsheet, it now saves and closes. So here I've got another workbook. So I'm just going to make some changes. I'm just going to File, Save. I'll go to my Excel 1. And here is another way of getting to this smaller dialog box. So I said I want to save it in the Excel 1 folder. And now I'm going to save this as my first workbook, part 2. So click Save or press Enter. And you'll notice at the top, when you have saved a workbook, it says saved. As soon as you make more changes, that saved at the top disappears and is replaced by the word Excel. So in this way, you know if there are any unsaved changes. So if I was to go to File, Close, and there weren't any unsaved changes, it would just close. But if I go to File, Close now, then it asks me, do you want to save the changes? So I can say yes, no, or stop. Don't close. So I'll click Save. And there we go. We have closed all of the workbooks down in Excel. Excel is still open. It's just that there are no workbooks open in Excel. So we have open spreadsheets. We have entered text. How do we open it up again? Well, if I go to File, you'll see the last used workbooks. So I can just click on one of those workbooks. Alternatively, I can click on Browse to get to another workbook. So here I've opened it and now I'll close it again. So we have created workbooks, we've entered text, we've added color, we've saved it, we've closed it, and we've found where they have been saved. And this is your first step into Microsoft Excel.